Hey YouTube, it's me, Phantom. It's been a long time since we spoke. I've been away, I keep getting subscribers and don't know why. Obviously you guys liked the last video I did. It's been, I think almost 2 years since that video. It's been a while. And my gear has changed a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. A lot of things have changed really, and I'm gonna use this video to really explain to you guys where I've been, what I've been doing, why I haven't been posting anything, because I appreciate the subscriber base and I appreciate the following, and it's really encouraging, and I would love nothing more than to just spend all day making videos. And I know that sounds sarcastic, but I'm being serious. I really would. It's a lot of fun. This just, since we last spoke, or since I last made a video, like I said, a lot of things have changed. First off, I got into college, so that's taking up a lot of my time. Second off, I changed jobs from what I was doing. I'm doing the same thing but different in a different store, and it's a management position, so that takes up a lot of time also. However, some of you guys may recognize there's a couple of new additions, like that. You guys might know what that is. I'll explain to you what it is later. First, I want to apologize about the glare on my glasses. I'm aware that it's there, but that's just one of the things with having glasses. I can't really do anything about it except take it off, and I don't want to lose quality on the video by me not being able to see what I'm doing. So I hope you guys can bear with me. Alright, anyway, I'm going to jump right into this. We'll try not to make this one 20 minutes. Alright, since the last time we spoke, I made a few additions to my gear and a few subtractions from my gear too. One might be very obvious. I'm not wearing the undershirt anymore. And partially because it's ridiculously hot during the summer. Like, I don't understand how guys in actual military deal with that. It's ridiculous. But I still have it. I wear it during the winter, but not during the summer. During the summer, I just choose to go with a black shirt that I tuck in all the way around, which you guys can't see. And even during the winter, if I'm doing night ops, I have a long sleeve thermal that has a hood, and I pull the hood out the back, and it drapes over the back, and it's really, really nice for night ops. But I still have the shirt. I still intend on using it. If we were going to do mil sim where everybody has to be in a certain uniform, I'd probably be required to. So I'm not going to get rid of it anytime soon. I actually found a guy that sells BDUs, or ACUs, excuse me, before everyone jumps down my throat like they did on the last video. I found a guy that sells ACU camo gear for cheaper than I bought from the other guy, which was shocking to me because I thought the other guy was dirt cheap. But there's no way I can really link you guys because it's at a flea market, so unfortunately he doesn't like have an online site or anything like that. But for $22 he'll outfit you with the shirt, the pants, and either a boonie hat or a regular like the formal cap thing. I can't remember what they're called, or really I actually don't really know what they're called, but the ones that when you see people that are in the military but they're not on base or whatever, when they're out and about, they have to wear that. I can't remember what it's called, but one of those. He'll either hook you up with one of those or whatever. Anyway, I'm going to jump into the additions, and I'm going to go from the smallest, least obvious thing to the biggest that you guys have probably already noticed, which is this. Like I said, I'll explain what that is in a minute. The smallest thing that I've added to my gear is actually underneath this strap right here, and it is, if you can see it, right there, it's a black flag, and it is a POW MIA, which is Prisoner of War Missing in Action pin. And the reason I bought that pin is when I went to the flea market, which I go to quite often because you can find some very good stuff there, the guy had a box that was divided up, and he had a bunch of pins, and a lot of them were military oriented. And I was very interested. I was like, those are really cool. I'd like to have one. However, most of the ones he had were like airborne pins or ranger pins or something like that. And I'm staying away from that because I really don't want to get my ass kicked by someone who is actually in that section of the military and gets offended. Because there are people that will get offended if you wear, like, the Ranger tab or something like that. Those people get offended, and rightfully so. They go through hell to get them. So, this was the only one that I felt like if I bought, people wouldn't really care, because it's more like a respect thing to say, you know, prisoners of war missing in action. You're not forgotten. We're aware, and we thank you for your loss and all that. And it was only like, I think it was $2, but I stuck that right next to my backwards flags. I can't remember if the last video, if I had these flags, but that's an IR sensitive or infrared sensitive flag that's turned backwards, which in the military they use to signify American to American, that you're friendly. and especially since I'm not wearing the shirt with the infrared tags anymore. Not that anyone in Airsoft is going to be using infrared. God, I hope not. That's a little serious. Anyway, the next thing that I added was this, which is a pocket knife, which I bought from the same guy I got the pin from, and this is actually my everyday carry now. It is a spring assisted open. I'm gonna take these gloves off because they're a little bit clunky when you're messing with precision stuff. They're fine for pulling triggers, but opening a knife is a little awkward. But it's spring assisted open. It has an emblem on it. Forgive me, I hope I'm not disrespecting anyone, but I'm not really sure what it is. I can tell it's an M16 and a sniper rifle crossed, and it's a red background with 5 stars and a wreath underneath. I don't really know what symbol that is, and I haven't done any investigation. I just got this knife a couple days ago. But this is my everyday carry for a couple of reasons. First off, it's spring assisted open, and it's underneath the minimum, which a lot of people go by the fingers, and it's well under 4 fingers. But it's razor sharp. The guy sharpened it in front of me. He showed me, he shaved a little bit of hair off his arm to show me that it was sharp, and it is sharp. And the other reason that I carry it is because it has a seatbelt cutter and a glass breaker. And they're pretty self-explanatory. If you get in a wreck and you're trapped in your car and you can't get the belt buckle open or whatever, or if you can't open your door but you can get out through the window, you can cut the seatbelt with this without having to open it so you don't cut yourself, because it's like a little razor blade in there. And the glass breaker is just like a hard metal tip, which I've actually heard that it's supposed to be impossible to break glass with these, but I won't get too personal on you guys, but my girlfriend's dad, who I've been with my girlfriend for 5 years now, her dad is the captain. He is captain ranked in an EMS in one of the counties next to where I live. And anyway, he told me that it is possible, but it's very difficult. He said a lot of people, when they get trapped in their car, they don't have the leverage they need because they're like kind of pinned up and they can't hit the glass with it or whatever. He said, but his recommendation is to go for the corners of the window. Any corner of the window where it's like a hard angle, like a right angle or something, he said that's the best place. A lot of people think hitting in the center, but that actually will flex and it causes it to bounce because they're not meant to break easily. But and obviously for those of you who don't know, don't try to hit the windshield with it because you can't shatter a windshield. You'll spider web it, but it's glass, glue, and glass, so you can't break through it. But tidbit of survival information for you guys. Anyway, I've attached that to this little spot on the bottom of my belt right here. It's just like I just use the clip and slide it on there, and it fits pretty snugly. It's out of the way. It's on my left side. It's another addition I'll talk about in a minute. It's really, really cool. One of my favorites. Actually, that one's probably my favorite, and it didn't cost a few dollars. Anyway, moving on. The next addition that I added was probably the next smallest was this on the good old tried and true. I'm still using the kitty cat for those of you that hated on it and said it's not fieldable. It's difficult, I'll give you that. There are better guns, but it is fieldable. You just have to be very careful and you have to get a lot closer than you really should have to. But it's fieldable. In CQB it's perfect because it's rated for 348 or whatever. Anyway, I added a tack light. Now, a lot of you guys are going to think I'm stupid for buying this because it doesn't work, but I bought it at a flea market and it was only 50 cents. And the guy was like, the last time it had batteries in it, it worked, but the batteries died, and my kid took it off of his airsoft gun and didn't want it. I didn't feel like fucking with it, so I was just trying to get rid of it. And I was like, okay, for 50 cents, even if it doesn't work, it looks cool. So, I've even thought about gutting another flashlight to put in here. It's got a reverse or a backwards button push or whatever. It's a recessed button on the back. And that's not really ideal because when you're holding it, I have to reach up and press it with my thumb, and that's the fastest way. I'd prefer a trigger, whatever they're called, a handguard squeeze, but I'm not putting the money into it for a cheap fake tactical light. That was 50 cents. That was like a why the hell not kind of purchase. The next thing that I bought that is absolutely by far my favorite, and just because it's so damn cool and I got it for so cheap, is this thing, which you guys saw me pointing at a minute ago. And it's this. For those of you that are unaware, a couple of you guys might know what this is. It is a reusable chem light, except it's not chem, it's LED. But it's the Bright Laser 2 tactical lighting system, and the Bright Laser thing is right there. Now, I went on a website and looked this up because I was curious how much money I actually saved on it buying from the guy. I bought it from the same guy who got the tac light, and this one does work. And I actually saved about $25, which I was very happy about. I spent $5 on this, and he said it has over 10,000 hours of life, and it's green on one side and red on the other. And a lot of you guys have probably seen in Airsoft people wear glow sticks. The reason they wear those is because in the military they have something that's very similar to a glow stick, but it's like a souped up glow stick. It glows really, really, really bright. And I don't know if you can get those as a civilian. You probably can, but most people just wear just like those cheap little glow sticks. And but once you break those and you shake them up, that's it. Over and done. In the military, that's fine. You're probably not going to need them again. But in Airsoft, if you're going to use them a lot, it's a waste of money. And those glow sticks, I would say they're expensive, but I actually have no idea. I've never really had to buy any. Anyway, this tactical lighting system is the coolest thing ever. It's modular. It unscrews on both sides and becomes two little lights, and you can also screw it in on this side too to create kind of like a flare. I know you guys are dying to see me turn this thing on, which I'm going to do in a second. I just want to get everything out of the way. But basically you twist this little black thing and it glows. And if you twist the green side, it glows green. And if you twist the red side, twist it the wrong way, it glows red. And you can twist both at the same time, and it's bright as shit, and it's like kind of yellowy orange. But the thing that's really cool about this is because it's modular, one of the things you can do is it's a glorified glow stick like this with supposedly 10,000 hours of life, and you can change the batteries out when it dies. Or, if you want, you can unscrew one side, flip it around, and turn it on, and it becomes a very bright flashlight, which I'll shine on the wall. You guys can see that's pretty bright for just a tiny little LED. Stop blinding you now. This is by far my favorite purchase. I don't know why. I'm just like enamored with this damn thing. It just looks so cool. And anyway, the ones that you'll find on their website are actually different than this. I'm assuming this is an older model, because the ones on their website are like all this is tan with like either a red line or a green line, and I didn't see any like this, so I'm assuming this one's like an older model, which is fine with me. They have these little loops on both sides for obviously what I've done, I'm assuming, and probably to be so you can strap them to like a pole or something if you're walking in a cave or something like that. But I attached just with a D-clip and a key ring, and I just kind of clip it to one of the molly straps on my vest and tuck it into my belt, and it just sits there secure so it's not dangling around and hitting me and stuff. But that's my favorite purchase. Probably the most useful purchase was what I'm wearing on my back, which I was talking about, which I said was the most obvious, which is, if any of you guys have ever seen one, you'll know just by looking at this, it's a Camelback. And for those of you who don't know, a Camelback is a giant water bladder. That's all it is. It's like a 100-ounce, I don't know if they come in larger ones, this one's a 100-ounce pack that holds water. That's all it does. And you drink out of it. And this little cap keeps it from getting dirty. Pop it out. It's got this little rubber thing. Mine's still a little bit wet from when I cleaned it. It's got this little, which I did clean the ever-living shit out of it because I bought it at a flea market. It's got this little rubber thing in it, and if you squeeze it, it opens up. And basically you put it in your mouth, you bite on it, and you suck, and water comes out. And, or whatever beverage. I don't recommend putting carbonated drinks in there because if you shake it up, you're going to bust it. It's got this little switch right here, which is oriented here. That's off, and that's on. If you turn it off, no matter what you do, you can't. It's just like a little twist valve, and it closes, and you can't get water. And that's just so that if you don't want to keep capping it and putting it away, if you're drinking on the go and you're moving and you drink, you can flip it off and keep going without it dripping and leaking. And actually mine was actually on just then. Anyway, I'll show you. I'll give you a better idea of what this thing looks like actually on you. The tube straps all the way around through here, and as you guys can see, it's just a little backpack. It's very lightweight. It's separate from the vest. I could probably molly strap it down, but I don't really want to. it has a little clip in the front, which is right here, which is like this little, it's just like to hold it to you. Mine's very loose so that it can, because when it expands, it's a lot tighter. And you unscrew that cap in the back and fill it with water. And like I said, it holds 100 ounces. And basically, there's a zipper on, I think, this side. And you unzip that, and you can take the bag out, and you can pop the screw cap off and take the whole bag out totally if it gets ruptured or whatever and you need to change it. Or if you need to clean it, which is what I did. Now, the guy that sold it to me told me to clean it with an Alka-Seltzer tablet. Or a Sensodyne tablet, excuse me. Because that's what they clean dentures with. It's sanitary. And I was just like, I don't know, I seemed a little, I don't know, I just didn't really trust it. Which is stupid, because the guy was ex-military, and he owned a lot of this stuff, and he was like, trust me, it works. That's what a lot of guys do, keep stuff from growing in it. But what I did was I ran Listerine through the whole thing. I put Listerine, I put like a fourth a bottle of Listerine mouthwash in the Camelback and filled it up with hot water, and then opened this up and held it open and squeezed the bag until it started flowing through, and I cleaned this entire mouthpiece because it all pops off and comes apart. Cleaned all that really good with like I took a Q-tip and cleaned everything with alcohol, and so it's very clean. Anyway, I spent $10 on this, which was a great purchase because I looked at these one time before. It wasn't something I needed, but something I kind of wanted that I thought was really cool to have. I think they were like $30 when I looked. Don't quote me on that. I'm not positive, but I think when I looked they were like $30, and that was on like a third-party website, so they might be cheaper direct from the retailer or something. But by far the coolest thing I bought was that tactical light, but this is probably the most useful. Let's see. I think that might be just about it. I rambled on for 17 minutes now. I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. Now I'm going to talk a little bit more about the state of my channel. One thing I would really like to do is I want to do more videos. And now that, since the last time I've gotten my own car, I've gotten, like I said, I'm in college, I have a license, all that stuff. All that's happened within the past 2 years. So one of the major things is now I can go to fields very easily. The closest field to me is still an hour and a half away, but I can go to it. That's the point. And me and the rest of the guys on my team have been itching to go. So hopefully sometime this summer when I get a day off or I use my vacation time or whatever, I'm going to go to one and maybe do some first-person footage of the gameplay. And I know there's a lot of gameplay on there, so I'm not really 100% sure where to go with that because it'll just get lost in the much better gameplay that's out there. But I still may do that. Anyway, the main thing, the point I'm trying to get at is leave a comment. Let me know what you would like to see. Like, would you like to see tactic videos of me and my team kind of explaining things and showing you how to do things, like your reloads and ways to move so you don't cross fire with each other, stuff like that? Or would you just like to see gameplay? Or would you like to see more reviews? Because if you guys want to see more reviews of like guns and stuff like that through me, it may be possible for me to get sponsored somehow or another and use that money to review guns and things as they come out. Or if you guys want to send me things to review, that's cool too. So just leave me a comment. Let me know. If you hate the video, let me know that too. That's fine. I don't mind. A lot of you guys corrected me. I'm aware I was very new to Airsoft when I started that other video, and I'm sorry. I make mistakes. I'm human. But I try not to do that in the future. I probably made about 18,000 in this video. Sorry. But let me know what you guys think. I really appreciate you watching. Thank you for subscribing, and I will see you guys next time.